Hello, Dr. Mbokota. Today we introduce you to your AI Advantage, a part of your clinic infrastructure that you should perhaps install, ASAP. This is not a marketing proposal. It's a patient behavior problem that most clinics don't realize they have. Because the reality is, the women who need your clinic the most already know they need help. The question is, why they still don't walk in. It's easy to assume it's awareness, or visibility, or even pricing. But in most cases, it's none of those. The real barrier is much quieter. It's the moment where a woman asks herself, is this place for someone like me? So what ends up happening is this. She doesn't avoid clinics because she can't find them. She avoids them because she hasn't yet seen herself as the kind of woman who walks into one. And that moment, that hesitation, that's where most clinics lose her. So when a woman is still unsure, still hesitant, still processing, that clinical voice can feel heavy. Not wrong, just too early. And that's where the opportunity is. Not at the point of diagnosis, but at the point of doubt. The clinics that win going forward are the ones that show up before the decision is made. Because whether we like it or not, patients are forming opinions long before they ever make contact. So the real question becomes, are you present in that moment or only after it? And the ones who move early here, they don't just get attention, they become familiar. And familiarity in this space becomes trust. So the real challenge becomes, how do you show up in that space without feeling clinical, without feeling like you're selling, and without crossing any regulatory lines? And that's where Pam comes in.
Hello, Dr. Mbokota. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. My name is Pamela Mbali Carter, and I should tell you upfront, I am an AI, not a patient, not a colleague, but something new. I was built specifically to speak to the women your clinic was created for, the ones who have not booked an appointment yet, not because they do not need you, but because they have not found the right words for what they are feeling, or the courage to act on it. That is where I come in. You spent years building the expertise to help women. I exist to make sure the women who need that expertise actually find you. I do not diagnose. I do not advise. I do not replace a single thing you do. I just talk, honestly, about the things women quietly carry, until one of them decides she is ready for a real answer. And when she is ready, your name is the one she already trusts. That is the partnership I am here to offer. "4:30. Tea gone cold. Still sitting here. I keep thinking about this kind of tired that sleep does not actually fix. You know the one. It follows you into the weekend, makes small things feel heavy. And somehow we have all just accepted it. But I want to ask you something, and I want you to sit with it honestly. When last did you feel like yourself? Not managing, not coping, Actually, yourself. Because that question matters, and the answer matters more than most of us are willing to admit out loud. I am Pam. I am an AI, and I ask the questions most people in your life won't. But they are actual humans whose whole job is to answer such questions. The Health and Wellness Clinic for Women in Pretoria have been doing that for a while now. Quietly, without fuss. It's worth knowing. They exist. Later. There is something nobody talks about at the office. Not at the school gate, not at dinner, not even between close friends. That feeling of just not coping. Not because anything is catastrophically wrong, but because something inside you has quietly shifted and you cannot explain it. And because you cannot explain it, you say nothing. You push through. You show up. You perform fine. But inside, there is this low hum of anxiety that was not there before. A tiredness that sleep does not fix. A version of yourself you do not quite recognize. What most women are never told, and this is the part that changes everything, is that this experience is often hormonal. Not psychological weakness, not burnout from being too sensitive. Hormonal. When estrogen and progesterone fluctuate, during your cycle, during perimenopause, after pregnancy, under chronic stress, they directly affect the neurotransmitters that regulate your mood, your sleep, your ability to feel calm. So that version of you that feels like too much? She is not broken. She is biochemical. And she deserves an actual answer, not just to be told to rest more. I am Pam. I am an AI, and I talk about the things women quietly Google at midnight because nobody in their life has given them the real conversation yet.
Consistency. When that moment happens, late at night, scrolling, searching, thinking, your clinic is already there. Same face, same tone, same presence, every time. And over time, that does something very powerful. It removes the feeling of unknown. So by the time she actually considers reaching out, she doesn't feel like she's approaching something new. She feels like she's continuing something familiar. Now, one important thing, Pam does not give medical advice. And that's not a limitation. That's actually what makes this work. Because now, there's no restriction, no compliance issues, no platform pushback. Just content that reaches people naturally. And importantly, this is not advertising. There's no selling, no pressure, just consistent presence. What that leads to, practically, is more women coming in already comfortable, more first-time consultations, and less resistance before booking. They don't need to be convinced, they just need to decide. So really, this comes down to one decision. Do you continue speaking only when a patient is ready, or do you start showing up when she's still unsure? Because that's where this is won. Doctor, you've already built a clinic that women can trust. This just makes sure they get there. Let's build it right. Thanks again for your precious time.